Hey folks, Technivorous here. Be sure to reduce your Z offset on that subscribe button and give that notification bell a good first layer squish. Today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Cura 5.6. Now what I have open here is Cura 5.5, and I just wanted to point out that I was having some issues with the update checker. If you click check for updates, it does not inform you that 5.6 is available, or at least that's the issue that I seem to be having. So I did find out that it was out another way through word of mouth here, and we are going to go ahead and download it right from the Cura install page, which you can find here. It's ultimaker.com/software/ultimaker-cura/. Now, you can just type in Cura 5.6 and it'll bring you pretty much right to this page, so it's not too hard to find, but I've already got it downloaded and we're going to fire it up and check out the new features. First, this video is brought to you by my favorite Bitcoin faucet, freebitco.in. Take your chances and roll the faucet for up to $200 in free Bitcoin every hour. Link to the site is in the description. Stay tuned later in the video to see how it works and all the cool stuff you can do with your payouts, including easy withdrawals. Really, guys, you should check out the referral link below. Like I said, you can get some free Bitcoin. But now that we're done with that whole spiel, we're going to jump right into what's new in Cura. This is going to be a very interesting video. I have some things that I think people are going to like, and I have some things that I'm working on that I'll show you at the end of the video that could be very, very fun. So let's go ahead and look at what's new. This is the way we normally do this. I'll come in, I'll download the new version, I'll check it out. We're going to see what they have for new features and what they have for bug fixes. Now, there aren't a ton of new features. There are basically three. The third one's the one that we're going to concentrate on this video, but the first one is that you can now slice files for method series printers in Cura. It's now possible to slice files for method printers. Currently supported printers are the Method X and Method XL. Material profiles available for both printers, and yada yada. So that's interesting. I don't have a method printer, so that doesn't apply to me. So let's see what's next. Here we have new settings that have been released to let you modify the base of your prime tower. Now this is actually the line spacing of the raft of the prime tower, and you can adjust that to get a little bit more reliable prime tower, get it to stick to the bed a little bit better, and just leads to an all-around easier printing experience if that's something that you're using with multi-materials. Those two things are pretty cool, but the next one is by far and away my favorite. I've been playing around with it quite a bit. This is a new plugin from the Cura team that is called Cura Engine Tiled Infill Generation. Now, I have two videos out on this already. I will link to them up here. One, and then we'll throw the other one up as well. Those are basically just an introduction to what this is, where to find it, how to download it, and all of that. The cool thing about this is it gives a lot of other patterns you can use, and as it says here, allowing users to select from expanded list of infill patterns, as well as allowing users to add their own infill patterns. So before I do anything else, I need to check and see if my infill is showing up in here, or if I need to load Cura 4.5. Okay, so we have it. So let's go ahead, pull a file in here, and I'll show you exactly what this does. So here I have all of these patterns, okay? A few of these I've added myself, and I'm going to show you how to do that in just a minute with a handy little program that I've developed. But basically, let's just pick one. I think Foxhead was one of my better ones. Pretty simple, but effective tessellation, and looks kind of cool. I have two variations of it. This one might not actually be touching as it tessellates, so there'll be gaps. So I prefer infill, where the tile is led and ended out of the, basically a continuous line. So you don't want it starting and stopping, extruding a bunch of times on your infill. It's going to slow it way down. However, you can do pretty much whatever you want. And in this instance, these are Foxheads. Now basically all I've done is taken the hexagon tile and cut a chunk out and superimpose that on the bottom, and that's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and check out one more that I made just for fun. I mean, like I said, I've been playing around with this and I've made quite a few of them. Some of them aren't so great, and my program still needs a little bit of work, but I'll show you that in just a minute as well. Let's see here, actually. So I have my tiles folder. This is the folder where all of my tiles are placed as WKT files. That's a well-known text file. Basically, The one we're opening now is called face. It's basically just a list of polygons. So you can do line strings and stuff like that. But this is the end result. And it looks like an angry little face with a goatee. Kind of cool. So let me show you exactly how I did this. And now let's talk a little bit more about our sponsor, freebitco.in. As I said, it's a free Bitcoin faucet that you can roll every hour. Now, a faucet is an outlet that gives you a small amount of Bitcoin for free. Usually you get a trickle of coins by clicking or rolling the faucet at set intervals. The awesome thing about this particular faucet is that you can get up $200 of Bitcoin in a single roll, and you can roll again every hour. So if you just let it add up, you can make small amounts of money fairly quickly. Or you can play the multiplier game or bet your coins on sporting events to increase your winnings. All of that, and the best part is, withdrawals are quick, easy, and sent directly to the Bitcoin wallet of your choosing. So use my referral link in the description below and give the faucet a spin. You haven't got anything to lose, but you can gain easy money. So any WKT file you put in here, it's going to load on Cura's load. Now the interesting thing is I can go in and change these files and then reslice, and Cura will call upon it again and it'll use the updated version. So we can kind of do this in real time here. So let's say, well, first, actually I want to go into, let's back up a couple folders here. Just downloaded 5.6, that's what we're using. So we're going to go into 5.6, plugins, Cura engine tiled infill, tiles. And it's copied all my tiles from the last version over to this one. We're going to use this going forward because I'm going to be using Cura 5.6, and that's what we're showcasing in this video. So what I wanted to show you, and it's not quite done yet, guys. I do have a little bit of work left to do on it. Like I said, we're going to add lines and arcs. It's basically this little program I've been making here. We'll fire that up. And there's a few things I need to do to make it work a little bit better, like the output of the files. So adding the WKT extension for some reason, that file isn't immediately readable by Cura unless you rename it without the .wkt while it's already designated as a WKT file. It's just really weird little nuances, but basically what I'm going to do is we're going to add a polygon here and make an infill. And that polygon, that's supposed to be a 5, not an S, but oh well. Make a really tiny 6 over here. Like we used to do those drawings in grade school and never spaced it right. And that polygon, let's add another one. And all I'm doing is clicking. Well, that's inconvenient. I haven't fixed the editing feature yet. I don't really like that design anyway, so let's make something else. You know what we're going to do? We're going to make bacon. So you can do any design you want, as many polygons as you want. Like I said, you'll be able to add lines and arcs and whatnot. We'll end that polygon. Let's do a big triangle thing up here. Let's do oh, I forgot to hit add. We'll do a squiggly thing up here. That should do it. Now, I don't need to worry about this because I haven't implemented it yet. We're just going to save it to our default WKT file, right? And we're going to go back into Cura, and we're actually going to have to close this. We got to open it again. I need to open my tiles folder and open the folder where I saved the tile. We are going to rename it here, and we're going to rename it bacon just for fun. And go ahead and throw that in there. All right, now we're going to load Cura 5.6. Okay, so now we need a model. Obviously, we're going to grab the same one I've been using. It's got a nice flat section to see the infill in, and we're going to scroll down to our infills. Still set to face. We're going to go ahead and find bacon and hit slice. And it doesn't take too long. We're actually going to reopen our program too because I want to do one other thing. We're going to turn this off. This will generate the hexagon border itself. We'll save to WKT again, and I'll show you how this works. So I'm sliced up here, and with that checkbox checked, oh, we got an error with our file. 1 second here. Empty polygon. See, so that's one of those things I need to clean up. So we'll have to slice it again real quick. All we got to do, this is what I mean that you can do it on the fly. So I've edited that file and changed it and gotten rid of that empty polygon, and now it should slice and show my graphics. And we're gonna go here. I'm gonna get the next file that I just saved ready because this one shouldn't have the hexagon border around it, and we'll reslice with that too, just to show you how quickly on the fly you can kind of make changes to what you're doing. Now a lot of people ask, what is the point of this when you don't really see the infill anyway? I'm really having issues today. Is there another one in there? Hang on now. I didn't save it. File, save. Okay. Now, third time's a charm here, guys. And we're gonna do it one more time too. Bacon, slice. It's normally not this hard. Like I said, I was clicking so much and made so many polygons, I somehow made an empty one in there. So that's one of the things I need to clean up in formatting. When you output the file to save, it should just automatically remove empties so it doesn't cause this error, but I haven't gotten that far yet. So as you can see, we are in it's redrawing every time too. I'm gonna go ahead and clear this now that I've saved it, just to save some time. Lots of optimization things I need to do here. All right, so now we have our pattern. There's our bacon, our triangle, and our squiggly thing, except it's upside down. This is indicative of the fact that apparently I need to read through my polygons in reverse order because it's not in the same order that it's putting them in here. So that makes text backwards if you do text. I plan on adjusting that before releasing the software as well. But the border button that I clicked, that was this hex border here. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. I clicked that off, so now I'm going to take my next copy of that save file. I'm going to replace the file in the destination. And then I'm quickly going to go in here, and I know that it's still got an empty polygon in it, so I'm going to take that out. Let's see here. Computer's slow today, man. Okay, there it is. So we'll delete that. File, save. And the difference is actually adding an extra one of these lines, but you can see that in my other video, how I kind of talk about doing this programmatically and by hand. So now that did I save that? Did I save that? File. See, this one's closed. Don't save. Okay, alright, we have the right one. So let's slice one more time and then we'll get the same pattern in the middle without the hexagon pattern. Gotta make it think we didn't slice it already. And this is not a new plugin. It's just something that they're highlighting now. So structurally, you can do different things with this. I'm curious to see if there's any infills that can make the printing faster than what's generally the industry standards right now of grid and hex and square. Logically speaking, some of the infills like grid and things like that, since they're just straight lines, if you get a continuous grid, should be the fastest way to do it. But does that make it the strongest part too? So plus, sometimes I do objects where I do show the infill, and I've seen some pretty cool stuff done that way, printing without a shell. In fact, let's see. what this looks like, because you can do some really cool stuff. You have to slow your printer down a little bit for infill, which you normally don't have to worry about. Where's the shell here? 0, 0. All right. Now we'd want to leave a base on here. This is just a rough kind of cut to see what you get. But you can get some really interesting designs by turning off the shell and exposing your infill, depending on what you're doing. So this might be handy for something like that. There's people that do coasters, which, you know, this might come in handy for that. The interesting thing is the possibilities are endless. So I'm really into this. Let me know what you think about the little program I'm working on. If there is any chance you'd want to try it, I'm going to be doing some updating to it today. I got to do, like I said, we're going to add lines and curves. We're going to update it so you can save it as a particular file. And then I'm going to have it just rename the file and automatically save it to your tiles folder, depending on which version of Cura you're using. So lots of work to do there before we get to version 0.1, or yeah, 0.1, let alone version 1. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's the coolest new version of Cura that I've seen in a while. And if you want to check out those other 2 videos I made, like I said, you know, I put a link earlier in the video in the top corner, so scan on back and check those out. And that's going to be it for this one, guys. Make sure you subscribe. I got plenty more cool stuff coming out with this plugin, and I will see you in the next one.